Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Royal Ascot here on Friday. It is June the 21st, 2019. I'm going to look at all the races on today's program from Ascot, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and join me tomorrow for the final day of the Royal Meeting from Ascot. I like today's card. I think you can make some money here, and I don't think it's going to be a Frankie Dettori day, even though that helped me a lot yesterday, but like I said, I think it's going to be quite a few horses coming in, and I don't think you're going to see a lot of the same results, shall we say. So we have 6 races to look at. Let's get to the first race, the 2:30, which is the Group 3 Albany Stakes. It's a Group 3 race for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $115,500, race for 2-year-old fillies only. We have a field of 26 horses going the distance of ground of 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the drying turf course. The turf course is good to soft, and I want to say it's probably going to be on the drier side of that. So maybe by Saturday, if the weather's nice enough, will we see a good straightaway? We'll just have to wait and see. But since this is a very tough 2-year-old race, I'll give you 2 horses I think can win. The 2 horses I'll use here would be the 14-horse J.M. Jackson, and I'll also use the 26-horse So Wonderful. So I'll go 14-26. I'll probably put them both into an exact or forecast box, depending on their prices, possibly a small each-way wager, but I'll definitely use them in the place pot. But 14-26, the first horse I'll talk about is the 14-horse J.M. Jackson. The 2-year-old filly by No Name Never, Sylvester de Sousa gets the leg up from Mark Johnston. The horse's most recent outing came 23rd of May at Sandown, 5 furlongs in a listed stakes, and the horse ran quite decently. She finished second by length. The winner that day, who was Kembo, just had a great turn of foot, but this horse on a little bit of a give in the ground that day, had a decent turn of foot. She ran a decent effort. Coming here, getting the extra furlong today should really help, and I think the stand side, which I think is the place to be, should really suit this one a lot. Before that, this horse had one other outing on the 13th of April at Thirsk. 5 furlongs on firm ground in Class 4 maiden, and the horse finished second by 3/4 length. That's the favor. She had a little bit of a turn late in the race, but it wasn't anything spectacular. I thought she did improve in the next start at Sandown. She's still a maiden here, but I think she's facing some good horses here today, and her running style, just setting off the front runner, should suit her well. At 15-1, I'll take her, along with the number 26 horse So Wonderful. I think this is the best of the O'Brien horses in this group. This 2-year-old filly by Warfront, Danica O'Brien, gets the leg up. The horse has had 2 outings, most recently on the 19th of May at Naas in Ireland on firm ground, 6 furlongs in the Group 3 Spirit Stakes. The horse finished 5th by 3 1/4 lengths and just never quickened up, never got into it. It wasn't the day to win, but they just ran a stupid kind of race that day on the ground that was very fast. I think that what her going should really suit this horse a lot better. Before that race, this horse ran the 29th of April, May, 6 furlongs in a filly's maiden. She finished second by half length, and she really closed up well at the end. She had a decent turn of foot. It wasn't the world's worst race for her. If she shows the effort like she showed on the 29th of April, she wins today. She's going to get wet ground, and she's a decent price at 12-1. I'll take a chance with her in this very wide open opener. So to recap my selections for the first, the 2:30 from Royal Ascot's Group 3 Albany Stakes, I'll take the number 14 horse J.M. Jackson here, and I'll also take 26 horse So Wonderful, 14-26. Like I said, I'll put them both into an exact or forecast box, but I'll definitely use both of them on my place pot. So now let's get to race number 2. The 3:05, the second race from Ascot, is the Group 2 King Edward II Stakes. It's a Group 2 race for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $288,000, race for 3-year-old colts and geldings only. 8 horses are going the distance of ground of 2,400 meters or a mile and a half on the turf course. My top selection here, I'm going to go with the 6 horse Pablo Escobar. I'm going to go 6-8-5 in the tri-cash trifecta. 6-8-5 tri-cash trifecta. Top selection is 6 horse Pablo Escobar. This 3-year-old colt by Galileo. James Doyle gets the leg up for William Haggis, who's having a decent week so far. But the horse's most recent outing came the 11th of May at Linkfield on very soft ground, a mile and a half in the Derby trial, and the horse finished second by 2 1/4 lengths behind the Derby winner, Anthony Van Dyke. Anthony Van Dyke had the jump on this one. He just couldn't get that good turn of foot late. It wasn't the day to win, but he didn't run a half bad race, I didn't think. I think today back to a mile and a half. Facing group company for the first time shouldn't be a problem because he faced some decent horses in the past. But before that, he ran on the 19th of April, Bath, a very firm ground, a mile and a half in a Class 2 handicap. He finished second by a nose, just behind a horse by the name of Living Legend, who just ran a incredible effort. This horse just missed, but he ran just as good as the winner that day off the refreshing. And then the 26th of September, he ran before that on yielding ground at Goodwood, about a quarter in a class 3 maiden race. The horse won by 3/4 length at 57 cents to the down. The horse did everything right and, beat a good group of horses home that day. It took him a while to get the main victory, but this kind of horse, he's bred to go longer. Those early 2-year-old races in the season, going 7 furlongs or 6 furlongs, was just not to his liking because, like I said, he wants to go a mile and a quarter at the minimum. Mile and a half is even better. Probably even mile 3/4 is even, is probably even the best. But, he finally broke the main there, start number 4. And then before that, Goodwood on good ground, 1 mile in Class 2 handicap, finished second by half length behind Line of Duty, who actually went on to win the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf at Churchill on very demanding ground, and then went on to win, I believe, the next start. Before the Turf, Breeders' Cup, before that, he won the a race at Longshop or Shunty or Deauville, something like that. A very nice listed stakes in impressive fashion. But this horse, he finished behind him and ran a good effort, and then he ran a horrible race at Haydock last July, going 7 furlongs, finished 4th by 18 lengths, and he just never got into it. But like I said, I don't think he's that kind of horse. I think he likes the longer trip. He's going to get it today. He has a good poster, and I think at 8-1, you definitely could use him here in your selections. I know I will. He'll be my best bet of the day. So to recap my selections for the second, the 305 from Royal Ascot, it's the Group 2 King Edward the 7th Stakes. Gonna go with the 6-horse Pablo Escobar. I'm gonna go 6-8-5 in the trifecta. So let's get race number 3, the 340 from Ascot. It is the Group 1 Commonwealth Cup. It's a Group 1 race for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $640,000, race for 3-year-olds only. 9 horses are going 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the turf course. My top selection, I'm going to take the 1-horse Advertise. I'm going to go 173 in the trifecta. 173 trifecta. Top selection, 1-horse Advertised. A 3-year-old colt by Showcasing. Lanfranco de Torre gets the leg up for Martin Mead. The horse's most recent outing came the 4th of May at Newmarket, 1 mile with Group 1, 2,000 guineas, and we're still waiting for him to finish the race. Hopefully he finishes it just in time to get to Ascot. He finished 15th by 19 lengths, and he just hit the wall. He's not a miler. He's cutting back to 6 furlongs today. Should suit him well. Second off the break, he should also do a lot better, and to tell you the truth, the give the ground should help this horse a lot more, but just a mile trip was just a little bit too long. Before that, I ran the Group 1 Dewhurst in Newmarket, 7 furlongs October 13th, and he finished second by 2 1/4 lengths behind Too Darn Hot, and he wasn't catching him, and he never quickened up, kind of weakened out of it before the final few strides of the race. Just wasn't the day to win. And then 12th of August at the Curragh, 6 furlongs in the Group 1 Phoenix Stakes. He won by 3/4 length under the drive. He excelled very nicely, and he won very easily. A very good run. And before that, he won the July Stakes at Newmarket, going 6 furlongs very nicely by 2 lengths. And one of his only losses, apart from the Dewhurst, came here at Ascot last year in the Group 2 Coventry, where he finished second by length behind Calix, another Tory-ridden horse. But, he just couldn't quicken up, and he kind of got caught by Calix at the end. But I like him coming back here, back to 6 furlongs, stepped out in class. I think he's sitting on a good run, so I'll use him here at 10-1. And you get throughout the 7-horse 10 Sovereigns. This 3-year-old colt by No Name Never. Ryan Moore's on this one for Coolmore and Aidan O'Brien. This horse's most recent outing came as the favorite in the 2,000 guineas at Newmarket, where he finished 5th by 4.5 lengths. And again, not a miler, never got into it. It wasn't the day to win. The stablemate Magna Gracia just ran that hell of better of a race. Before that, though, this horse won the Middle Park at Newmarket very nicely, and then won the Group 3 at the Curragh very nicely, impressively, and broke the main impressively. I think back to 6 furlongs should suit him well. Big question is going to be the given the ground, but I think he's going to overcome that. 6-5, that sucks so much. I think Advertised is much better priced at 10-1, so I'll use him more. But 10 Sovereigns is a horse that can definitely get a piece of it also. But to recap my selection for the third, the 340 from Ascot, it's the Group 1 Commonwealth Cup. I'll take the 1-horse Advertised, and like I said, you want to give props to the 7-horse 10 Sovereigns. I'm going to go 173 in the trifecta to race number 4. Race number 4, the 420 from Ascot. It is the Group 1 Coronation Stakes. It's a Group 1 race for Class 1 horses, going for a purse $640,000, race for 3-year-old fillies only. 10 horses are going 1,600 meters or a mile on the turf course. My top selection here, I'm going to take a bit of a price, because I think it's the kind of race you're going to see, a decent priced horse come in, or not so decent, but I think the favorite's very beatable here, Hermosa. But I'm going to take the 8-horse Pretty Pollyanna. I'm going to go 8-6-5 in the tri-cash trifecta, 865 tri-cash trifecta. I'm going to actually do co-top selections. I'm going to use Pretty Pollyanna, this 8-horse, and I'm also going to use the 6-horse maiden edition at 30-1. I think he'll get a piece of it also. But we'll start off with the 8-horse Pretty Pollyanna, the Steel filly by Oasis Dream. Sylvester de Sousa's on this one for Michael Bell. The horse's most recent outing came 26th of May at the Cura, 1 mile in the Group 1 Irish to 1,000 guineas, and the horse finished second by 4 lengths by Hermosa. She just never got into it. Hermosa would just have the jump on this horse, and she just couldn't get into it. It wasn't the day to win. Before that, this horse ran on the 12th of October at Newmarket. 1 mile in the Group 1 Bet 365 Fillies Mile, and she finished third by 2 1/4 lengths behind Hermosa and the winner, who was Ardessa. But this horse, again, she just couldn't get into it late in the stages on the very fast ground. And then the Cheverly Park at Newmarket, 6 furlongs, September the 29th, finished fourth by 1 3/4 lengths. Again, the ground was a little bit faster than she wanted, and she never got into it. She does her best running, I think, on a ground that has a little give in it, like you're going to see today. Her last victory actually came against some good horses in the Group 1 Prix-Bornée at Deauville, going 6 furlongs. She won by 3/4 in length, beating a good group of horses home. She quickened up nicely, and Sylvester rode a terrific race, a very nice run. And then this horse ran in the Duchess at Cambridge at Newmarket during the July meeting last year, going 6 furlongs. She won by 7 lengths, and again at 20-1. She just won for fun. But Frankie Dettori, who rode another horse in that day, kind of rode a horrible race, and that's why this horse had such a great margin of victory. It wasn't so much, it was impressive, but it wasn't that impressive. Go watch replay, you kind of understand. And then the horse ran here at Ascot last year in the Group 3 Albany, where she finished 5th by 7.5 lengths, and she just never got into it. Keep in mind, that was a very good Albany Stakes last year. A lot of horses had come out of that race decently, but I like her coming back here, given the grounds, good posture. Sylvester is very aggressive on the front end with this horse. I think she go the all way, so 7-1 I'll use this horse. And my price play here would be the 6-horse main edition, a horse that has already won here at Ascot, winning in last year's Albany Stakes, but her most recent outing came in the German 1,000 guineas at Dusseldorf, 1 mile on 26th of May, and the horse won by an X. She did everything right on a little good to soft ground. She quickened up nicely and beat home a good group of horses first start in 6 weeks. Before that, she ran at Newmarket, 7 furlongs in the Neil Gwynn Stakes, where she finished 7th by 9 3/4 lengths, and she kind of weakened out of it. Very fast ground she didn't like that day. And then at Newmarket, 7 furlongs in the Rockfell Stakes, finished third by 3 3/4 lengths. Again, she kind of never got that good turn of foot and just never excelled at the end. Her last victory before the she has a few victories to her name. She actually won her first few races, but her last victory came before the German 2000 or German 1000. Last victory is a 2-year-old, finally getting there. Came in the Sweet Solaria Stakes at Newmarket last summer, going 7 furlongs, where she won by 1 1/4 lengths, beating some good horses home, and she quickened up nicely. Very good run. She doesn't like firm ground. She's going to see it given the ground, good soft yielding ground. She's a good poster. At 31, she's a horse you definitely want to use her in your place pot, because she can definitely get there, and she could actually have a very sneaky win. So I'll use her here also. Like I said, I think Hermosa is going to be the most bet horse of the day, and I think she's the most vulnerable horse of the day, so I'm not going to use her. But to recap my selection for the 4th, the 420 from Royal Ascot, the Group 1 Coronation Stakes. Let's take the 8-horse Pretty Pollyanna. I'm also going to use the 6-horse main edition as a prize play. I'm going to go 865 in the tri-cash trifecta. So let's get to the 5 o'clock, the 5th race from Ascot. It is the Sangraham Stakes. It's a Class 2 fillies handicap going for a purse of $115,000. Races for 3-year-old fillies only. Horses rated 0 to 105. We have a field of 28 horses heading 1,600 meters or 1 mile down the straightaway. My top selection, I'm going to go, since this is a very wide open race, I'm not going to give you actually a top selection. I'm going to give you 2 horses that I think can win. The 2 horses I'll use would be the 5-horse Gypsy Spirit and the 20-horse I'm Available. So I'll go 520 here, put them both in the exacta forecast box. Like I said, for race number 1, similar things I'll do here, but I'll definitely use them, like I said, in the plays pot and the exactas, and possibly each ways on both of them. But we'll start off with the 5-horse Gypsy Spirit, the Strill filly by Gregorian. Luke Morris gets the leg up for Tom Clover. The horse's most recent outing came the 6th of May at Chantilly, 1 mile enlisted stakes, and she finished third by 3 1/4 lengths that day, and she just didn't have the best run. She never quickened up. She never got got comfortable there, and it wasn't her day to win. I think coming back to the UK, facing these horses, I just think she'll run a lot better. Before that, she ran the Group 3 Do By Duty Free Stakes in Newbury, 7 furlongs, April 13th, finished 7 by 5 3/4 lengths, and again, she never quickened up, but she never weakened out it either. She just kind of stayed the trip that day. Again, it wasn't her day. And then November the 2nd at Newmarket in a 6 furlongs fillies listed auction, listed stakes, excuse me, she finished 3rd that day by 2 lengths, and she kind of weakened out of it right before the final few strides of the race. The two in front of her just ran that better race. And then she ran a Class 2 auction at Newmarket on a yielding ground 6 furlongs, October the 6th, finished 3rd by length. Again, a little bit of a turn of foot, but it wasn't anything spectacular that day. And then she won. Then she ran in the Firth of Clyde Stakes at Ayr, 6 furlongs in heavy ground, where she finished 7th by 4.5 lengths, just kind of weakened out of it on that very wet ground. I think the mile trips should suit her well, and I also think a good poster should suit her well. 28-1. I think she's a very random horse to get into this race. I'll use her along with the 20 horse I'm available. Martin Dwyer's on this one for this 3-year-old filly by Nathaniel Andrew Baldwin Trains. But the horse's most recent outing came 10th of May at Ascot, 1 mile Class 4 handicap, and the horse ran very well. She finished 2nd by a half lengths. She just missed at the end, but she quickened up nicely on the front end. It was a decent effort. Before that, Nottingham, though, 1 mile fillies handicap Class 5, she won by 8 lengths, and there she probably ran the race of her life. She got her 2nd victory. She quickened up easily, and she just won for fun on similar ground that you're going to see today. It was a very promising run. And then at Chelmsford on April the 1st, 1 mile Class 4 handicap. The horse finished 5th by 5.5 lengths, and again, never just got into it, kind of just stayed the trip that day. And then before that, broke the maiden in a Class 5 novice at Kempton very nicely in the all-weather, winning by 2.5, and just destroyed the field. Stepped up in loads of class today, but has a good weight and has a good run over this course at Ascot. It's good to see horses that do well at Ascot run back at this Royal Meeting, because horses that like Ascot love this course, and I can't stress that enough. Ascot's the kind of horse for course kind of place. So at 15-1, I'll definitely use this horse here. If I had to give you a top selection out of the 2 horses I would use, it would probably be the 20 horse I'm available, and most likely I'll be doing a nice each way on him. But to recap my selection for the 5th, the 5 o'clock from Ascot's the Sangraham Stakes. Let's take, like I said, if I had to give you a top selection between the 2 of them, it would be the 20 horse I'm available, but I want to also give props to the 5 horse Gypsy Spirit. Like I said, 520, going to use them both into exacta forecast box. Definitely going to do it each way on the 20 horse, but I'll definitely both use them into a place pod. So let's get to the nightcap on Friday's card from Ascot. The nightcap, the 6th race from Ascot, the 5:35, it is the Duke of Edinburgh Stakes. It's a Class 2 handicap going for a purse of $115,000, race for 3-year-olds and upwards. Horses rate 0 to 105. 20 horses are going 2,400 meters or a mile and a half on the turf course. Again, a very wide open handicap. I'll give you 2 horses I think can win, and this is going to be one of those money-making races, I think. But the 2 horses I would use would be the 6 horse Spark Plug, and I also used a 14 horse Collide, so 6-14 for me here. Like I said earlier, both exactas and forecast box, both on the place pots also. But we'll talk about the 6 horse Spark Plug here. The 8-year-old going by Dylan Thomas. Ocean Murphy gets leg up for Ryan Meehan. The horse's most recent outing came 19th of April in Lingfield, 2 miles in Class 2 conditions, the all-weather staying championship. And the horse finished 3rd by 4 lengths that day. Had a high weight, and he just never quickened up. Never weakened out of it either. He just kind of stayed the trip. It was a weird one. He should have did a lot better than he did back him that day, but it just wasn't the day to win. Before that, Kempton on 16th of February, 2 miles in Class 2 conditions, and he finished 2nd by a neck. He just missed at the end, ran just as good as the winner. He stayed the trip well. It was a very promising run. And then before that, Kempton on the 5th of December, a mile and a half in the listed stakes. The horse won by 1 1/4 lengths. Had a high weight, but that didn't matter because he just won for fun. A very good race, beating some good horses home that day. And then he ran at Lingfield, Mount Corn, November the 17th, the listed stakes. First off the break, he finished 5th by 4.5 lengths. He needed the race because he was just never there. And then before that, he ran the 21st July Newbury, Mount Quarter in the listed stakes. He finished 7th by 13 lengths. And again, he must have got injured in that run because he was never really in the competition. And you didn't see him for almost 5 months. You only saw him 4 months later. So, what do you want to say about that? But I like the post draw here today. Stepping down class from the last few, he gets a good post draw. At 20-1, I'll use him along with the 14 horse Collide. This 4-year-old colt by Frankel. James McDonald gets leg up for Hugo Palmer. This horse's most recent outing came at the Dante meeting at York. 15th of May, 1 mile, 1/2 in a Class 2 handicap on a very fast ground. He finished 4th by 2.5 lengths. He never had that good turn of foot that day. I didn't think he ran half bad, but second off the break, he still was supposed to excel a little bit more than he did. Before that, though, in Class 3 handicap at Kempton, 1.5 to April 10th, the horse won by head, and he did everything right. He got the jump of the field, and he got there in the end. A very good run. Major improvement off his race before, which was his 2018 finale at Newmarket. Monocourt and Listed Stakes, and the horse finished 7th by 21 lengths and just did nothing. Never quickened up. It wasn't the day to win. And then at Nottingham, Monocourt and Class 3 handicap in October, the horse won by 5 that day on very soft ground. Could have won around another few times and still won for fun. It was a very easy run. You should like the softish going today. Has a good post ride. Definitely could stay the trip. Throughout that last run, it was on firm ground. I think I like the soft going. And throughout that race in the fall at Newmarket, I just don't know what the hell I can to say about that one because that was just a shit run. But 10-1, I'll use him here. So to recap my selection for the 6th, 535 from Ascot's the Duke of Edinburgh Stakes. Let's take the 6-horse Spark Plug. I'll also use the 14-horse Collide. 6-14 for me. Like I said, put them both in exact forecast box and definitely on the place pot. So, good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKit5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and join me tomorrow for my Royal Ascot Saturday preview video, and also check out some of my American videos for tomorrow. Tomorrow's the United Nations Handicap from Monmouth, and that's going to be a great race, so join me here on YouTube for that. Good luck, everybody.